Hey guys, Mark from parkflyers.com. So this is one of the most popular fit scale cars in the shop that we have. This is the X-Maxx, and we all know that there's two new versions of this. They have the new belted version, which is 1,100 bucks, and the new Ultimate, which is 1,500. Surprisingly, both are selling very well. I'm always surprised how good X-Maxx sales are just because of the price. It's a pretty steep price point, not just the car, but you need the batteries and the charger with it. This is the original X-Maxx, so it's got the regular tires on it. These are non-belted. However, a customer picked one up at a local hobby shop and he decided to go with the wide kit. So he put the wide kit on it for him. It's 200 bucks for the wide kit. It makes the car have a nice stance. Look at that wide stance. Body matching colors for the arms, so it looks really, really nice. If you look how nice the orange looks on this. It really does look, I guess it's one of the nicest configurations you can do is when you match the A-arms to the body. It just looks great. Everybody agrees. Every time people walk in and see this, they ask what it is, and most people want one. So anyway, when you go with the wide kit, you're putting a lot of stress on the servo and the bell crank because you're widening, the chassis. So the servo is working much harder. The stock servo is probably going to fail. It's 2085 is not going to be the one really to power the car. You can get a 2085X. It's 100 bucks. It's a nice step above the original servo. However, we really have a different idea here. So we say just go for the most powerful servo they make, which is the 2085R. The 2085R has 650 ounces of torque, and that's at 6 volts. Uh, that is very, very powerful. This thing is very fast at 0.13 seconds transit time, all metal gearing internals. It's got a blue heatsink on the outside. It looks cool. Very powerful, and it's definitely going to power this car. When you're powering a fifth scale car, overkill is never a bad idea because you're going to be abusing this thing. You're going to be running it hard. Now, to match that, Traxxas has an aluminum bell crank set. It's all anodized aluminum. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of anodized parts in a car if they don't have a function. So putting aluminum parts just for bling is not my style. However, when there is a function like in the bell crank, then I'm a big fan. So first of all, let's talk about the most important part of this is the servo saver. Servo saver material, it's basically fused onto the aluminum and it's extremely hard. This thing is actually engineered not to wear out. You could tell by the type of plastic it is. It's a special ABS. It's not like the stock plastic where it kind of wears and grooves. This is really, really hard. It's also, fused onto this aluminum piece. And then the second piece of concern is this piece is usually the receiver of the screw. Now, the screw in the plastic version of this will strip out if you tighten it too much, and you always have to be careful not to over tighten it. In this case, you can just tighten it as hard as you want. You're not going to strip this. I recommend using a blue thread lock, not red. If you use red thread lock, you're going to be in big trouble. Don't do it. I've seen other customers do that before. It'll be a big mistake. Anyway, these two pieces make the bell crank. Obviously, the other pieces are going to complement it. Stiffer spring, and the link is aluminum hard. And so basically, the bell crank and the servo are going to transform what I consider one of the best fifth scale cars, probably in the world. Best selling one for sure. This car is unbelievable. I have customers that abuse the crap out of their stuff, and let's say their Arma, Creighton, their 6S line, they're always changing, differentials, ring and pinions, especially on the smaller stuff. On the bigger stuff like this, I have customers going 8, 9 months, and these guys are really abusive. They drive through everything. They're constantly running their cars. Their X-Maxes are in my shop maybe a couple times a month, but I'm not replacing any of the gears. It's good. If you want to do something smart though, you'll replace the stock pinion and spur with steel. Traxxas makes steel gear sets. They're very good. I would not go with the stock fit configuration, which is an 1854. It's nice, but it's a little slow for me. I think that the 22 pinion and a 50 spur is going to be ideal. So Traxxas makes the steel gear in 50 tooth for the spur. The pinion is not made by Traxxas. You're going to get a Techno 22 tooth pinion. The car is absolutely perfect as far as torque, top end speed, the ability to pull wheelies. It's going to be your sweet spot. I tell all my X-Maxx customers that's the gear ratio you want to go with. Don't veer anywhere from that. If you try to go make the car faster, you're going to see a degradation in torque. And if you try to go slower, it's just going to be boring. That is definitely the sweet spot. Now, the belted tires are a good idea for this car. This customer, I hope he considers them. We have them in stock. Traxxas X-Maxx belted tires, the sledgehammers, they're nice. I guess he's going to blow through these first, and maybe he'll pick those up. But it's always a good idea to run the sledgehammer belteds on a car that's going to have this much power. So anyway, this is my version of the Traxxas Ultimate. I think it makes more sense doing it this, putting the wide kit on, getting the aluminum bell crank and the better servo. I think it's going to be more in line with what people want. A wider X-Maxx is really cool. It drives phenomenal. It jumps good. It wheelies great. Super reliable. And like I said, the run times are good. If you get the 6,700 milliamp packs, you get really, really good run times with no, no degradation in speed over the life of the pack. As long as you take care of the lipo, it's going to last for quite a while. They are 25C. If you want to step up to a higher C rating, then I would definitely go to an SMC battery. They make 5500s and they go right in here. The other thing I want to mention is the connectors. The Traxxas connectors have very high resistance in them. The first thing I recommend doing when getting any X-Maxx is changing it to an IC5 or EC5 connector. The IC5s are better. They're a new version of the EC5. They're orange. And they definitely have less resistance, which means more power and less heat on your speed control. To be quite honest, the stock electronics in this particular car, in my opinion, are very good. And one of the prime reasons is there's never cogging. Some other cars, their cheaper lines, especially their sledge, you see some cogging if you stress out the motor. This has none of that. This has no cogging. There's no problems with the speed control. I don't think it really needs any type of change. Of course you can, and it's not a problem if you do. But I like the way it drives with the stock motor and speed control. I'm a big fan of that. And this is definitely the most reliable fifth scale car on the market. It's definitely one of the easiest to work on. Also, that's one of the things I love about Traxxas. Their cars are super easy to work on. So in order to make your gears last a long time, you have to go into the app, put the Bluetooth module in your radio, definitely buy it. And then I want you to go in and dial your brakes down to 90%. Your gears will last a lot longer, exponentially longer, and you're going to be much happier with your purchase. The car is just going to be something that's going to be reliable and something you can depend on. So that is definitely the biggest thing you want to do when you get an X-Maxx. Anyway, this is Mark from parkflyers.com signing up. Please buy from us. Support our channel. We make these videos to help our customers out and help people out all around the world. I know Europeans can't buy from me. A lot of them tell me they buy cars from my videos, but we ask our American friends to please support us and buy from us when you can. Anyway, Mark signing off. Please share the video, like, and comments below. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.